Hey there YouTube viewers, I am Digital Szechuan bringing you another Kickstart Mondays. What is Kickstart Mondays? Well, it's a show dedicated to showcase some awesome Kickstarter campaigns happening around the world that I personally found interesting. Maybe you will too. If you want to learn more about any of the campaigns I showcase today, I'll have a link to each of their pages down below in the description. And give a quick shout out to me on their page if you'd like. It'd really help me out. Let them know that they're getting some exposure too. And without further ado, let's get this show on the road. First up, we have Dragonfin Soup, a charming SNES-style RPG with roguelike elements. It's set in a twisted fairy tale world, which actually reminds me quite a bit of the Fables graphic novels if you've ever read them. At the moment, the main character seems to be Little Red Riding Hood, with a stretch goal aimed at adding a new playable character. You can play through the game in two different modes, a traditional story mode and a survival mode. And with one of their stretch goals unlocked already, they've added in an endless labyrinth mode so you can play till you die. The game is set to be released not only for PC, Mac, and Linux, and it's already greenlit by the way, so you don't have to worry about Steam, but for the whole PlayStation family as well, so that includes the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, and the PlayStation 3. Plus, they have cross-buy support, which is a big thing for me, so you can nab copies of all three platforms just for buying one copy of the game. There's also talks of potentially bringing it to the Xbox One as well for all you Xbox people. Ton of awesome rewards ranging from a copy of the game, some sweet artwork, a wolf plushie, and one of my favorites is the music boxes and the engraved crystal, which you can get your name on it. If you've got lots of money to throw around, you can get yourself in the game or some exclusive artwork, or I think even a print canvas, stuff like that. And for all you non-American backers, they've got worldwide shipping already included in each of their tiers, which is a big plus for me because those shipping costs kill me. So can I get a hell yeah for international shipping? Do you like point-and-click adventure games? Do you like dark dystopian atmospheres? Then you'd better head over to the Dead Synchronicity page. They've got an alpha demo you can try out on their main page if you want to try it out before you pledge anything. And I gotta say, it's a definitely dark and twisted world, and I love it. The art style is really unique as well, and they even have HD cutscenes planned for the game, which will make it look even better. It revolves around a pandemic turning humanity into the dissolved. Similar, obviously, to the zombie concept, but those who become sick gain supernatural cognitive powers, which eventually lead to a very gruesome death. We journey off as Michael, a man with absolutely no past. He is looking to recover his identity and find out what brought about the end of the world before the world ends. It is non-linear with a kind of open world aspect to it as well, so you can play this game several times over with dramatically different outcomes. And they've got a whole bunch of branching storylines to play through as well. What you're throwing your money around for, some rewards for your support. First up, you can get your name on their thank you wall. It's just this giant wall of names, and I think it's a great way of showing appreciation, even in such a small little way. Other rewards, obviously, you can get yourself a copy of the game, you can snag the original soundtrack, you can get a mysterious creepy pot which contains remains of a dissolved victim. It could be you, it could maybe be a friend or a foe. You get to put your name on there, so who knows. You can even get yourself in the game drawn in the same art style that you see. And if you really want to party it up, you can even get an exclusive gig of Kowalski just for you, either over Skype if you're international, or if you're in Madrid at the time, or if you live there, you can hit it up in person. Do you like origami or a pin collector? Then you should check out Yuzen Origami Paper Pins. These are one-of-a-kind handmade pins made from high-quality Japanese origami paper, and they look great. As an origami enthusiast myself, and someone who loves to stick pins all over my things, I was drawn to this campaign. Not only do they have these lovely pins for rewards, they've got some magnets, cranes, and gift boxes up for grabs as well. Two pins in particular I really enjoy, which are add-ons by the way, are the Kickstarter exclusive ones and the personalized ones. The Kickstarter ones feature either a backer logo or funded with Kickstarter or one of those pie charts you see on your profile. And as someone who backs a lot of Kickstarters, I really enjoyed that. And for the personalized ones, you can get your own pin with your name on it in a calligraphy style, which is really nifty. One last stretch goal to hit at the moment, and with that reached, everyone will also get a personalized pin for free. So head on over to Yuzen Origami Paper Pins and grab yourself some origami paper pins. If you haven't heard of Pono Music yet on Kickstarter, you should head over there right now. After this video, of course. If you're gleaning towards a new iPod or MP3 player, or are an audiophile, or just want to listen to the best music possible, you need to check out Pono. Set up by the legendary Neil Young, Pono Music is not just a new music player, it is a whole new digital music ecosystem. Similar to what we've seen with Apple and their iPods and iTunes and the music store, you'll see something similar to that, but with the highest quality music you can find. So special? Well, the Pono player itself is designed specifically to do one task, to let you hear the high quality music that you want to listen to. This includes your existing library, as well as the high quality files that can be found on the Pono Music Store when it is released. I won't go into too much of the technical side of the player or the quality of each file format, but basically, MP3 files we generally hear right now, as well as CDs that we listen to, are really highly compressed, and thus they lose a lot of their quality compared to the original master recordings or vinyls that we listen to. With Pono, they're looking to bring the quality up from those exponentially. So like I said before, this does include your existing library. You can play it on the Pono player. You will apparently be able to hear the difference from your existing library through the player itself, and you'll be able to even rip your CD collection to a much higher quality than you normally would through ripping it through things like iTunes or Windows Media, stuff like that. Now, this does lead to bigger files, but in return, you are getting something you've probably never heard of before. So, on to the nitty-gritty. What are you getting for pledging allegiance to Pono? Well, for starters, if you're a big fan of Neil Young, you can grab yourself a signed poster from his Carnegie Hall show. Or maybe if you want a Pono player, well, you can grab yourself a Signature Series Chrome player with Neil Young's signature, and it's going to be numbered on there as well. Now, the Neil Young series is sold out at the moment, but you can grab yourself the Buffalo Springfield Signature Series, which does have his signature on it as well, but you better get on it quickly. Not a big fan of Neil Young, but one of those fancy Chrome players. Well, how about Willie Nelson or ZZ Top? Nope. Okay, well, how about Elton John, Metallica, the Eagles, Grateful Dead, the Chili Peppers, Arcade Fire, Beck, Tegan and Sara, Kenny Rogers? Any of those do it for you? Well, if so, you can get yourself a fancy Chrome player with their signature on it, and it's going to be numbered out of 500. Just so you know, the number that you back will be the number that you get on the player. So, some of them are going very quickly, so grab them quick. Also, two things to note, the Grateful Dead and ZZ Top players will feature their iconic logos as opposed to some of the signature ones that you see on the others. Not into any of those? Well, you can still save $100 on the Pono player just by backing the Kickstarter campaign. Or if you really do want to spend some cash for $5,000, you can get your choice of Signature Series Pono player, which I think does include the sold out Neil Young one as well, I'm not entirely sure, as well as a VIP dinner and listening party hosted by the one and only Neil Young. This will be held in Chicago or New York, so if you live in the area or are planning to visit just for the party, I guess, you can go to those. Spots are filling up though, so pledge quickly. If you're really into your music collection or you just want to blow your mind with a whole new realm of music quality, you should go and back Pono. And I forgot to mention one thing about the Signature Series. You will also get the artist's 2 favorite albums on it, as well as a handmade leather case and presentation box, which make those Chrome Signature Series Pono players even more fancy than they already are. I've got one last campaign to show you guys. If you're a fan of XCOM and you haven't heard of Chaos Reborn yet, you should get on it. From the original creator of XCOM, Julian Gallop, comes a whole new tactics RPG. You play as wizards in turn-based tactical combat. The goal is pretty simple, you just have to kill the enemy wizard. But it's easier said than done. You will need to outsmart and overpower your opponent by summoning powerful creatures and casting spells to lead to victory. The game has been greenlit on Steam, so no worries about that. There is even a version of the game you can try for yourself right now. They have a Mac, Linux, and PC client as well as a web browser version. So it's kind of in a very pre-alpha sort of stage right now, but it's just to give you a basis of the gameplay. You can definitely see elements of XCOM in the gameplay. But the setting and art style are definitely really eye-catching and different from what you see in XCOM. If you're a fan of the old XCOM games or a fan of tactical strategy games, you can try out, and if you enjoy what you played, you can back Chaos Reborn and get some awesome rewards. Awesome rewards, you can snag yourself some, such as the game itself, some t-shirts, access to create your own set of magical equipment, which they will actually provide you the software for, which sounds really great. You can also become a wizard, lord, king, or even a god. Now this does give you extreme power over the lands as well as some of the gameplay elements itself, and you'll even be able to create the design of your realm with the creators if you are a god. And this will also allow players underneath you to pledge allegiance to you, so that sounds pretty cool. And one last thing, as Eminem put it, why be a king when you can be a god? I want to thank you for watching this video. If you want more information on any of these Kickstarters that I showcased today, check out the description down below. I've got links to all of them down there. And if you want to keep up to date on all of my upcoming Kickstart Mondays, click that subscribe button, boom, down below in the description as well. Check out my Facebook page at Digital Szechuan. I've also just set up Twitter at Digital Szechuan as well. I will have links to both of them down below there as well. Thanks again. Have an awesome day. Peace.